I've been through the rain and I weathered the storm, I'm not looking to stop. My God sent the angels, I'm good when I move like I move with the mob. Tears in the valley, this life is a jungle, I pray to the top. Life is a marathon, I'm running to him, I'm shaking off weights and I'm done with the fear, cause I'm running with God. Yeah, I'm running with God. Yeah, I've been through the rain and I weathered the storm, I'm not looking to stop. My God sent the angels, I'm good when I move like I move with the mob. Yeah, I've been in the house with no lights. Mama would pray through the night. My brother was dodging the case. I witnessed the fight of his life as he struggled for sight. And honestly, I can see God through my mom as she worked and she took care of 8. We didn't get too many services, but we were blessed with a woman of faith. We ain't had much, we had us. To me, God could never be normal. As long as I live, as long as I rap, I pray that I never put on a performance. It's more than a show, more than a lyric. My question is, man, I need him, period. James 4:8, I'm going near him. I stand behind truth when I stare in the mirror. I know they don't like this. Game in a tight grip. 2013, since I left passion, it's been a light switch. More like a life switch. The journey of battle, this moment of clarity, grace and his love. I'm dying a soldier, the armor of God, all the tools that I fight. I've been through the rain and I weathered the storm, I'm not looking to stop. My God sent the angels, I'm good when I move like I move with the mob. Tears in the valley, this life is a jungle, I pray to the top. Life is a marathon, I'm running to him, I'm shaking off weights and I'm done with the fear, cause I'm running with God. Yeah, I'm running with God. Yeah, I've been through the rain and I weathered the storm, I'm not looking to stop. My God sent the angels, I'm good when I move like I move with the mob. I'm running with God.
This a different clause, price he paid, it was costly. I don't take a loss, talking losing where you lost me. Yeah, I gotta cross the bed, not like a cross you wear. Till I depart from here, till he cut off my ear. I'ma go hard in here, tell him that God in here. I got the squad in here, it ain't no fraud in here. God is as real as it get, gave me a realer than that. Told me go fish and collect, I'm never chasing a check. Money and power, respect, don't make deposit the rent. I let him in and connect, I let his image reflect.
I'ma bear my cross, all I lost, wear it on my back. Ain't tryna floss, you don't know the cost. That was paid, glory to the Father. Every day, I'ma bear my cross. Yeah, bear it, bear it, bear it. Yeah, I'ma bear my cross.
It's that passion, never lagging about that action. See my moves in closed caption, more than eyes to close caption. Faith express no actors, higher heights, holy stature. Tender sheep, mold the pasture, body broken, no the fractures. How we coping, know the factors. Higher standards, hold the pastors. Breaking chains, show the captors. We the soldiers, God the captain. We all know it, y'all be capping. Without God, y'all be lacking. Hit the streets and get it cracking. Lead the church and bring them back in. This is story in the making. This is more than inspiration. This is for a generation. Take them out the hands of Satan. Tell them God will not forsake them. You're a part of God's creation. Four corners, every nation. Bear your cross and make a statement. Jesus carried cross up on that hill. New identity. Gave me fresh pressure. That's his will. Kill the sin in me. Got a leg up on my enemy like centerpiece. He centered me like centerpiece. A center free now. It's
I'ma
a
bear my cross. All I lost, wear it on my back. Ain't tryna floss. You don't know the cost. That was paid. Glory to the Father. Every day,
already know. Turn the speakers up, man, it's time to stop the show. Sean Tanner, Ryan Righteous, DJ Jeremiah. We bringing the heat, man, this joint be fire like, bruh. We in the field, we in the field, bruh. We in the field, we in the field. Just put it in work, we raising the bar. You tuned in to the Trackstarz.
Hey, yo, what's cracking? It's your man Lecrae, Krize, Crayola, the bond servant. Right now, you listening to the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, and Jeremiah. I see you, boy. Hold it down. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah, Rick Sincere, MTMV is in the building. Man, so Ryan, his daughter's birthday is this week, so he is preparing for something right now. So exciting stuff. Some of y'all may have seen me last night. I was doing some preparing for today. We're trying something super new today, so hopefully you'll be able to tell what I mean by that as we go along. We have our infamous Thursday meetings, and this Thursday, what we decided to talk about was your boy Kevin Samuels. Now, we've been avoiding Kevin Samuels for a while. We've heard about Kevin Samuels for a while from the young ladies on our team. They're discussed. But I hadn't heard about him, so I didn't want to give him a platform. But clearly, he has a platform. It's over, so there's no hiding from him now. So we wanted to react to him with you guys together. We're gonna react to something he said recently, and we have our own version of a Kevin Samuels here with us, Rick Sincere, with the Drought. So I wanted to get his take. I wanted to get his take on your boy Kevin Samuels. I'm gonna tell you why I said that when we watch it. You disagree?
I was say the same thing.
Let me say it. No, you ain't gonna bring me in here.
Wait, hold on.
Set me up as a bootleg Kevin.
we actually were the original Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, we did it before him.
We had three videos out. If you want to go check them out, it was new Christian versus old Christian. We were talking about women in the church, and then we was talking about
all the time, guys.
The Drought. And then also
Drought.
the one that got us really killed was Christian Women Ain't Sexy. So if you want to go check those three archive videos, and this was single Trackstarz. This wasn't married Trackstarz, by the way. What a Drought was. I think the Drought, we was married.
I wasn't married yet. Was I married? Nah, I was engaged. Maybe I was engaged, but I went back and looked at that stuff, man. I was ruthless at the time, man.
You still
I didn't have no grace. I came at it with no grace,
you
yo.
were ruthless.
I was very cut dry.
But I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you to summarize what the Drought was, because I'm gonna tell you why I said what I said afterwards. But do you still think you were right?
Yeah, I was right. At the time, of course, I was right, yo. The Drought is basically this. There is a time where men are plentiful, right? Like there's a time when you're in school, right? When either you're in high school, you're in college, right? And guys are all around. They're available. They're there. You can talk to them, see them in person, you get to know them, right? And then there's a time after that when you get into the work phase, right, where they're different. Now, the Drought is almost over. I'm gonna tell you why in a little bit if we get there, right? Because nowadays, because of social media and because of how far we are with social media, how far we've come, your DMs can be popping daily. You don't have to be in Drought. Does that make sense?
Don't clean it up. Don't clean it up.
I'm not cleaning it up. I'm not cleaning it up.
You trying to make it plentiful for the women out there.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. At that time, we didn't have that. And people wasn't popping in your DMs like that. It wasn't like that at the time. But nowadays, it's like that. So you can still meet a whole bunch of people. But at one point, before we got there, we didn't have that. So you had Facebook. Facebook wasn't that. You feel me? It was just some people you knew from high school. So it was either that or you were just out there. And Drought happened, right? Because at one point, guys are plentiful. And then they weren't going. They weren't there as much. And you wasn't being hollered at all the time. You know what I mean? That's the thing. And so that was my whole thing. I'm like, hey, take advantage of the time where guys are plentiful, right? Because there will be a time where they're not plentiful.
But the Drought wasn't just that, though.
The Drought was that.
No, it wasn't.
And then it was a little bit more. Then it was a little bit more.
The Drought was also that if you dated somebody, your time frame, it was like you was the problem versus the man was the problem. you probably messed up a relationship that you looked over, or you messed something up as a woman. You messed it up, and now you in drought.
I'm gonna tell you why
Exodus
you guys
style.
have something in common. But have you heard Kevin Samuels, Rick? Have you heard?
Yes.
Okay.
I know Kev.
You're familiar. Okay. Got it.
He's my inspiration. He's my theory.
He ain't my inspiration. He ain't my inspiration, man. Nah. How dare y'all, man? What is this?
So let's react. I want to see what you think. What you think about it? All right. Let's do it.
See my man.
High value men cheat. High value men cheat. Now, I did a show about a couple of months ago when the whole thing with Derek Jackson broke, and I addressed the topic of high value men cheating. And I said at the time that high value men don't cheat. And they really don't. I said they exercise options. That's what I said.
Options.
And that's what I meant. But a lot of people seem to have gotten their feelings about that. A lot of folks didn't seem to like the notion of high value men having options or exercising options. And it's been a raging debate across social media. Time to kiss the ring. Why? The richest man in America, Bill Gates, cover Newsweek.com. Melinda Gates approved Bill's unusual arrangement with ex-girlfriend Ann Wilblatt. High value men don't cheat. They exercise options. And I said it, and the wife approves of these options more often than not. Oh, no. No, that can't be. That's just some dysfunction in our community. And it's just because the richest white man in the country, William Billy Gates, on the cover of Newsweek, and Melinda good-loving Gates announced, hey, we're dissolving our $130 billion union that is going to have global ramifications and impact, and put it on Front Street that high-value men, have options. And they can choose to exercise them, and women who are smart, who are married to high-value men, shut the French toast up and accept the fact that they chose a man who's a cut above the rest. Because I don't care what you say, I don't know many women who would say they would not have married Bill Gates, would not want to be in Melinda Gates' shoes. There are women that are like, well, they're getting divorced and she's getting half. Yeah, when you see women talk about she's getting half, just understand those are fear, scarcity, and lack females. They're still looking at it as if he's not the asset. Bill ain't sweating that. Bill's gonna make even more money post-divorce. Just like Jeff Bezos. His wife got half, and then he doubled up during the 2020 pandemic. So, let's talk about it. Seeing as though most people didn't seem to realize or understand what I meant about being truly high value, and truly high value is more than just money. It starts with earning around about $10,000 a month or $100,000 or more for a year. And you have to earn that for at least 3 to 5 years. 3 years, you're closing in on it.
This is high value men right here. That's what
existing high value men must recognize you as a peer. You must have a network of high value men and other people. Visibility, what you do, who you are, must be LinkedIn level, meaning at a glance, people understand what it is. And more importantly, you're useful to others in the group. This is the framework of a high value man, like Bill Gates. And even before Bill Gates had the $100,000, he was building the other thing. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, that's an extensive network, highly useful. And I guarantee you what, do you think Bill Gates is going to get any ding for being divorced from his wife? No, not at all, because that's just how it flows in the land of high value. Now, I understand a lot of people don't like it because you don't know it, don't understand it, But with so many women saying that they want a man who's earning $300,000 or more. I mean, well, if you watch my show, women tend to want men earning all this money. And I'm like, all right. And then what do you bring? What are you getting? What do you bring to the table?
Average stuff. So that was your boy Kevin Samuels talking about high value men, and that high value men, they don't cheat, but they exercise their options. What do y'all think?
That's cheating. Wow, this is interesting.
All right. Well,
I think
he said something about that. He said high value men exercise options. Women cheat. Women
still
cheat.
Cheating. I mean, at the end of the day, you if you committed, if you married to somebody and you still go on their options, if you like if you going, that's still cheating, right? It's a cool word to say. I have options to look after or options to take. You know what I'm saying? It's still cheating at the end of the day. It goes right back to the biblical word of adultery. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I think what he be telling women himself is like, if you really want a man, and this is what I got from some of his videos. If you really want a man that y'all say y'all want, because women come on there and say, yo, I want a man that's making $100K a year. I want to make him making this much money, blah, blah, blah. He's basically telling them, listen, if you get this man, he has options out there because he's rich and he has a lot of money. And those options, most likely he's going to act on those options. So be okay with him having options like that. You got to be okay with that as a wife and stick it out with him because he has options. It's crazy. And I heard him talk to a woman about this before when he told a woman said she just about to divorce her husband because he cheated on her, and he went off on her. It was like, you're crazy. You're never going to find another man that's making that much money. You need to stick it out with him. You need to keep with that man because that man's a high value man and you're not going to get no other man like that unless you want a $50,000 a year man or a $40,000 a year man, unless you want that. You know what I mean? If you want that, then you cool. But if you want that high value man, you need to stick it out with him. And he got mad at, he was like, and you let that beta male tell you, because I guess what happened was a friend of hers that was a man was like, hey, your husband is cheating on you, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think that's what he's coming from. If you want a high value man, basically, if you want a rich man and you want that man that makes a lot of money, like a lot of women say they want, then you got to know what comes with it, basically. So,
what you think, Rick?
Yeah, he tripping. Just straight up. I mean, Jeremiah's right? Cheating is cheating. And VC said something in the comments that I thought was very cool. He says, we need to be clear though, this is a worldly version of high value men, right? Yeah. And if we're talking outright the worldly version of what a high value man is, right? You got to think about what women want and what women consistently say that they want. And what do you hear them talking about, right? And this is what it is. Even when they come on his show, they mention what they're looking for. Yeah. And he says, okay, if you're looking for this, then this is what that means, right? And so he's basically saying, hey, if you're looking for those $100,000 earners, right? They're well known in those type of communities. They're running those type of circles. He's talking about them exercising options, all that stuff. He's saying this is what comes along with that territory, right? If you're looking for a high value man, but we all know as Christians that this doesn't talk about a high value man. This ain't what the standards of what a high value man is. And women in no way, shape or form should condone this stuff. They shouldn't take what he's saying as true advice. That's first off, right? And I'm not a beta male when I say that.
A little beta,
but here's the question. But here's the question though. I'm gonna ask both of y'all. But here's the question
what he's saying is dumb. Like okay, you're saying outright because a man makes $100K a year, he has the right to cheat on his woman. Are you serious? Women feel like, and even if you're taking that in, if women are listening to that and really feeling like that, and I feel you, Jeremiah, but if he's really feeling like that, think about this for 1 second. The men who we've started to look at and value for valuing their wives, if they fell or slipped and fell at any point, the world even knows when things are wrong and evil. Kevin Hart is a guy who makes money. You feel what I'm saying? When he cheated on his wife, the world kind of flipped on him a little bit.
Yeah.
People look down on him. Now, if what Kevin Samuels is saying is right, then we had no reason to. We should have fell back.
Well, I think the reason why we flipped out was because, I think because more women were talking about it, and a lot of women wanted his wife to leave. Like, don't stick it out with him. Leave. He's a cheater. You know what I'm saying? He cheated on his first wife. He gonna cheat on you again. So, and she was like, no, I'm gonna stick it out with my husband. So, I think okay. So I think the reason why, and it's just Kevin Samuels is popping, is because I think he gives confidence to men, to single men, right? I think as much as, and okay, I know everybody in the comments keeps saying worldly, but at the same time, a lot of, how can I say this without getting in trouble? I think some women, not all, some women in the church are going along with the value systems of the Megan Thee Stallions, the Cardi B's, the City Girls, or that has that mentality that's not biblically either, right? So I think he comes along and talking to the guys like, I'm going against what they're saying, and like just like how in the song Up, like we did a reaction video to Up, right? In the song Up, Cardi B says no broke man need to have sex, right? So if you have that worldview, if you're using that worldview, even as a Christian woman, if you're using that worldview, then it's like, yeah, of course, like I'm not gonna date no broke guy, you know what I mean? But for, I guess what Kevin Samuels doing for the guys at the church, because we heard this on our call before, like a lot of guys at churches are like adopting to him, is like he's their version of what the women of society are saying to women, in some women now, you know what I'm saying? So he's giving these guys confidence to be like, yes, I'm valuable. Yes, I'm such and such. Yes, I could get a woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I don't have to take this from what these women are saying to me every time I ask a girl out and she asks you, how much you make? What do you see in 5 years? And she don't have her life together. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these women, what I've seen on his show, be coming on his show, and he just asks them simple questions, and he breaks down their logic by asking simple questions.
No, the reason he's so popular is because he tells some people what they believe is the truth, or at least he tells them something about them that nobody else is willing to tell them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like he's been like that. That's been really one of the big things. They have big dreams or big aspirations for the type of dude they want to be with. He then, like you said, breaks them down, right? Then tells them either why they don't qualify, right? For it basically like a credit check. He's basically the high value man credit check, right? Do you reach these standards? You either, can be approved for a high value man, or you can't be. What this is really rooted in is insecurity. It's rooted in insecurity across the board, right? Even him telling a woman that you have to be okay with a rich man or a high value man exercising his options is still rooted in insecurity. It's the fact that you have a lack of self-value. You believe, this woman would have to believe, that I can't either get another dude like this, or I'm so blessed for being with this dude, right? Yeah. That I have to take whatever is given to me, whatever is given out to me, I have to receive that and understand that, because there's so many other people in the world, who would be with this dude, and I got lucky now that I'm here, right? You don't believe, that woman still doesn't believe that she can find another man who is also a high value man, who will appreciate her to the point where not only does he do everything for her or do things for her, but he also loves her to the fact where he won't cheat on her. Yeah. Right. And I've mentioned this before. I've been around some high value men, and high value men will value you. That's the thing, right? A real high value man will value the woman, will value the thing you bring to the relationship. There's this thing about dependence and women being dependent for certain things. And man, that really gets into all the stuff that he talks about. So if you buy into what he's saying to you, you're going to be in a situation. You'll be in a situation. And even if you get to the point where you find yourself with a guy, right? You find yourself with one of these high value guys. If you blend in what he's saying, you'll undervalue yourself so much, because you'll accept all the cheating. You'll accept the foolishness. You'll accept that dumbness. And you don't have to accept any of that. None of that. Because God has a better plan for you. But the Kevin Samuels plan will have you jacked up. The God plan for you is way different than that.
But it be honestly, I've seen it times where Christian women would be on there too, and he broke this one young lady down when she was like, "Yeah, Jesus is my homeboy," and she's like, "You don't even reverence God. Like, what are you talking about? Jesus ain't your homeboy." And he kind of broke it down. But I agree with everything Rick's saying, and I think the culture right now, we really have to understand, I think we have to understand that it's a worldview and then it's a Christian worldview, right? And I think the problem is bad theology has crept into the church. So now that people have so many worldviews that if you really go back to, even as a single, if somebody's single and they're a Christian, even if they go back, you got to really look at like, is this biblical? You get what I'm saying? Is it biblical to want some woman just based off her looks? Is it biblical to just want a man based off financial gain? Is it biblical like to even have sex before marriage? You know what I'm saying? Like some of these people are using worldviews, like some Christians are using worldviews that are not biblical. And I think this is another version of that. Even for the men in the church, it's like you can't, like Kevin Samuels shouldn't be your guru to go to about relationships. If you're like he even breaks down men. Like I've seen videos where he clowned this one dude like really bad. And he was like, "How much you weigh?" And he was like, "I weigh such and such." He's like, "Man, you ain't getting no girl no time soon until you lose weight."
He killed my man.
Yeah, like, and I mean, I think at the same time, it's an honest thing, because unless sometimes some women may not want the big boy. You know what I'm saying? Like they may not.
The big boy's out there now. I just saw the other day where the dad bod was one of the biggest, was on the biggest come up. There was Noble. Y'all know Noble, right?
Yeah.
Noble put this on Facebook, right? So he put this on Facebook where he has this guy and this dude has this donut belly, right?
Yeah.
And so he has a whole bunch of donuts around him. Now, granted, right? I'm pretty sure these women would leave the donut dude for another dude. But anyway, so he was like, he asked in the comments, he was like, "Hey, women, are y'all, cool with this?" He's like, "Y'all cool with this? Like, is this thing, right?" And long story short, the big dudes, they was okay. It was all right for them out there. I'm just saying, it's not completely a shut door for those big guys out there.
So my take on him is, he's right if that's the kind of person you want. I just disagree with his definition of value.
Wait, run it back, Sean. What you mean by that?
If you want a guy who money is the thing he cares about the most in life, that he thinks he's special because he has more than the guy next to him.
Yeah.
And he wants you as some sort of trophy that he can treat however he wants because he brings in enough money, then this is the way to get him. He's not lying. If you want a guy like that, that's how you can get him. I just disagree with that being valuable. That's not valuable to me.
Are you talking about money?
A person like that is not a high value person to me. I don't care how much money you have. If you act like that, if that's what you think, if you think like him, that's not valuable to me. So to me, what I would say is that from what I've seen, I haven't seen a lot of him, but from what I've seen is the women who accept what he's saying and the women who are rejecting what he's saying. I have a problem with the premise of this being valuable in the first place. Why is this what you want in your life? His whole premise seems to be to get the kind of lifestyle you want, which is a high dollar person taking care of your needs and this and that. To get that kind of person, you have to deal with this kind of stuff. You have to deal with people evaluating you based off your looks. You have to deal with your husband cheating on you. And that's just how it is. As long as he brings the money in, shut up. That's his viewpoint. Yeah. That's not valuable to me. You're telling me that being able to buy whatever you want, live wherever you want, is more valuable than godly character? Then we just have a fundamental disagreement. That's not more valuable to me than godly character. So I would say for the women first, please redefine what it is you're looking for, because even if you got that, I guarantee you it's not going to make you happy. That's not peace. That's not joy. That's not happiness. That's not what you really, really want. It feels better than being poor, but it's still not as good as being godly.
Yeah.
That's a halfway mark. That's not the whole race. So I would rather be somebody who works hard, gets a salary that I deserve. And I'm not saying you just slack off and don't do anything. I'm talking about work hard as hard as you can, but have a godly character than to have millions of dollars and act like this. That's a step down to me, to act like how he's acting. That's worse to me. You know what I mean? So please just don't look at this man and say, man, if I want a guy like this is what I have to do. You do not want a guy like that. That's not what you want. Find out what valuable really means first. That's my take on it.
Now, Sean, what if there are women who do want a guy like this, and that's what they really do want, where they really do want a guy with a whole lot of income? They don't really care who the guy is. They're not really tripping about, if he has all this, whatever godly character you're talking about, but they really honestly want a guy who got money because they find security in that.
Then I would say, then listen to Kevin Samuels, because he's not lying about what he's saying. He's telling the truth if that's what you want. I just disagree with you needing that in your life. I disagree with that being something of value. To me, that would be a nightmare. You know what I mean? If my daughter married a person like that, I would be pissed. I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah, I haven't heard you use the P word on the show before.
I would not be happy if my daughter got married to some rich man that acted like this man. That would be I would be crying. I would rather him make $50,000 whatever a year and be a man of character. You know what I'm saying? Like that is so much more valuable. I don't even understand the premise here. So if that's what you want to be trapped in a marriage for money, then yeah, listen to Kevin Samuels. He's exactly right. You better be a 10 or whatever that means. You better deal with cheating. Those are all correct.
And you got to be in shape.
But why would you want that in your life? I just
don't be a 7. I mean, well, can you be a 7? I think maybe this other one he said was a 6, right? But Sean, what if they want two things, right? What if they're looking
want
for
both of those things?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this on stages, right? We've talked about women wanting a little bit of thug in their man, right? A little bit of thug in their man. Some definitely financial security, right? Because they don't want that. No woman wants a man who's like a pushover, right? They need that type of security, so they want a little bit of something in him. They want that financial security because that's security as well, right?
Yeah.
And they definitely want the godly character, so he won't cheat, right? So they need the money, right? Well, the protection, the physical protection, financial protection, and the relationship protection as well. What them do that?
But I think real quick, Sean.
Yeah.
I think where we are right now in society, I think financial is over everything you said. I think financially, it's like if you're making money, then I'm trying to holler. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's where we are right now in the society of for single women. Sometimes I feel like based off what I'm seeing online, I'm not saying I don't. It's single women in the chat that's saying, hey, that's not true, Jeremiah. Then that's for you. But the majority I'm seeing when you go online or IG, when you go on the Shade Room, when you go on these blog sites, these women are saying, "Give me the money."
In the Shade Room.
Well, I mean, that's
go ahead,
that's what entertainment news is on IG. So when I'm saying, like, when you have those stories, when you start talking about relationships and you start talking about money and you start talking about that and what's a value man, it's like it's basically, and it just hit me. The Lord just said, like, he's basically telling them they can't get their dream. You get what I'm saying? That's what Kevin Samuels, he's telling them, hey, you can't get your dream, man, unless you want this. You want with this? You know what I'm saying? It's like a realtor showing you a house that look dope on the inside. I mean, on the outside, but when you get it inside, the stuff is flooded. It smells like mildew. It's all this other stuff. But on the outside, the house is amazing. So he's like, do you want this house?
So just back to his example, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates. If this is so desirable, why are they getting divorced? Shouldn't she be the happiest person ever? He's the richest, whatever. Yeah. Shouldn't she be the happiest? Shouldn't she be the most fulfilled? I guarantee you, no amount of money will fix bad character. If he really has this girl on the side, nothing's gonna make that feel good. It's not.
Yeah.
And I would say, just to answer Rick's questions earlier about that, there's responsibility as a man to not just say, oh, I'm a godly man, so screw all those other things. These are things that are important. If security and financial security and all those things are important to your wife, you better be working hard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you don't just slack off and be like, hey, this is the best it gets. You know what I mean? That's not enough, right? So it's not to
I'm gonna give you this godly character, girl. You better like that.
It's not to say you could slack off on staying in shape and all those kind of things. Those are important things too, just as a person. But it's not the most important thing. And if godly character gets knocked off as the most important thing on your list, you replace it with finances and lavish trips and all the things he seems to value, that's not going to make you happy. It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
Hey.
But I don't think they know that, Sean. I think they think, and like I said, we're talking about worldly mindsets. So they're thinking, oh, okay, what I provide is the eye candy. I'm the eye candy. I look good. I take care of my body. I do XYZ. This is what I bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? So he's like you said, that rich man, majority of the time, is going to have his options. And you just got to be okay with that if that's what you want.
And I just reject that because what it sounds like we're saying is godly men make between about 50,000 and 100,000. That's not true. There's people who make a lot of money that are also godly, that also love their wives and are faithful. So that is not mutually exclusive.
Godly men you can only find between 40K somewhere around 70.
He tithing, that's why.
40K. I mean, yeah, because when 10% goes to the Lord, it's kind of tough to get, past 100K. So, I mean, if you want a godly man, you're looking only betas at this point. It's only betas.
Okay, Michelle asked a good question. She said, but what about women who make over 100K and dudes try to holler at them for money? Can they have their
salary
dream?
out there? I see you. Gotta trust God. Gotta trust God.
I mean, it's scammers out there for men too. There's men out there that's looking for a sugar mama. So if you have standards, I'll say this: if you have for the women out there, if you have standards in your life, and I've seen this with plenty of women of God that I know personally, if you have standards in your life and you just like, I can't just go for anything. They gotta have some substance to them, and I'm not just talking about financial substance. I think what Rick said earlier is like he knows the Lord. He's gonna lead me. That's a whole nother conversation if we're gonna have that conversation. But he has to know God so that our household will be in great turmoil. That I could lead with. I could follow behind his leading because I followed that saying of God he's the head of our household. You know what I'm saying? So. That's women out there like that that are looking for a good man, you know what I mean? But I will say that to watch out for guys like that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, some men, like some stuff in the comments are some women do have more degrees and more education than some men, you know what I mean? So you the what they say, the picking is slim when it comes to on the education part, but as a good godly man, there's good godly men out there. They may not be on your level financially. They may be that 50,000 there, you know what I'm saying? But I will say this: coming together and just throwing that alley wrench out there, coming together with a man like that, if he has a purpose, a dream, a vision of what he wants for his life, and he know God has called him to those areas that's something that I would highly recommend you look into.
All right, so hopefully, if Kevin wants to come on the show, which he won't,
he will.
One thing he could. He's welcome if he wants to come. One thing is that he wins his arguments kind of by talking over people, and then he shames you for trying to talk back over him. He wins a lot of arguments that way. Let's just be real. Like, that's not fair. So if that's the tactic, is just to sound like you're right even when you're not, that doesn't work. But anyway, let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Hey guys. guys, this is Miracle from Trackstarz. I wanted to make sure you guys know all about the official Trackstarz Universe. So, if you'd like a free Trackstarz t-shirt, yes, as well as free merch, discounts, and exclusive content, and of course, direct access to your favorite radio host, then this is for you. Make sure you go to trackstarz.com/official. That's trackstarz.com/official.
What's going on, family? Hey, look, if you're an artist out there, I know how hard it can be. I'm an artist as well. And whenever you release a song you think is dope, you're like, man, this is going to be the one. You have to go through the process of marketing. That's the hard part. That's when it really, really, really gets serious, right? Because even if you got a dope song and nobody knows about it, it's going to be a flop. So if you know the process, that means you got to go to each website, follow their submission rules, email them, do whatever they need you to do one at a time. These outlets do not like to be spammed. They do not like to be put on BCC lists, email spam lists. But never fear, we have come up with a way to solve this problem. We created something called the Single Maximizer. Single Maximizer allows you to fill in the details for your song one time, and we customize it for each outlet and send it out to all of them for you. Not in a mass email, not as spam, individual emails customized exactly what they asked for in their music submission guidelines. It's an amazing tool. We use it for ourselves and our own music, and we're trying to share it with you guys. So go to trackstarz.com/single maximizer. Take advantage of it right now. It's an amazing tool. Check it out. Let us know your success stories. Tell us what works. Trackstarz.com. Go check it out right now.
Clearly a difference that me and you are built different. I can hear him, you can't hear him, my ears different. I've been crying for my peace, man, my tears different. They took my looker like the way, man, I still miss him. I forget the ones who did it, y'all healed different. And when the last time that you buried somebody you cherished, too much to take, the pain was great and your heart couldn't bear it. Lord, that's why I trust you with my tears. Let me see another day, let me see another year. I trust you with my pain, if it don't ever disappear. They walking through the valley of death and I have no fear. Hey, Jesus Christ defeated death and that's what I'ma preach here. Bring the Prince of Pieces, and you ain't got no peace here. I wanna make my babies proud before I leave here, but I don't wanna be here, God, if it ain't you and me here. Mama told me always put your faith in God, son. You the only one that's left, so get the job done. It's a lot, but it'll be worth it when it's all done. God gave you a gift to use to help you reach the lost one.
It's never easy just to trust somebody, but you give me a reason. Yeah, you give me a reason. Cause you give me a reason. Yeah, you give me a reason. It's so sweet to trust you, Lord. It's so sweet to trust you, Lord. Yeah.
It's hard to say goodbye to the ones that you love. You knew it was goodbye when you gave them that hug. Looking back in the past, I hate who I was. The person that I was, how fake that I was. Gave my allegiance to the wrong one. I would've went to hell though in the long run. Sawed off shotgun, big enough for a duffel bag. This ghetto living, you lose your life for a color flag. I should've died for the many times that I played with death, but you kept me alive cause you saved me from what was headed next. I know so many times I let you down. But I'm so new now, I don't mess around. See, I was feeling weak, I was praying in that moment. That's when God stepped in like I was waiting for this moment. Let me split the Red Sea and let them see. Sickness and disease gotta flee, I set them free. Everything is free, man, salvation is a gift. Turn from what is wicked, man, repent for what you did. I trust you with my pain, Lord, I trust you with my tears. Let me see another day, let me see another year, for real.
It's never easy just to trust somebody, but you give me a reason. Yeah, you give me a reason. Yeah, never ever fail yet, no, I won't forget it. Cause you give me a reason. Yeah, you give me a reason. It's so sweet to trust you, Lord. It's so sweet to trust you, Lord. Yeah.
See, there was a time when I lost a loved one, or I went through a situation in life that was so hurtful and painful that I didn't know how to heal, man. I would have turned to a blunt, I would have turned to...
As we proceed to give you what you need, church succession. We play purpose.
I pull up on the block, I got that lamp out. I seen the wicked plotting, it ain't work out. We serve the tribe with true like we some bloodhounds. Hey, sniffing away the fake. Can't let them stop my praise. Feeding that hoe to the weak. I gotta keep it the streets. If they asking why I'm swerving, tell them cause I'm free. It ain't nobody testing out, but that don't Jake. Yeah, trust me, believe me. Them blessings don't stop. We just gon' run the play. Been moving blind with faith. On the block, serving raw. I ain't talking hard. Seen them talking like he tough behind a bodyguard. I ain't talking like I'm tough, but my mighty God ready. I'm in the kitchen, we cooking up work. You look at my life and you see the network. We keeping our minds on the light. We don't have time for the drama. I see no doubt like he done them. We been in the kingdom with runners. Finessing the church in the trap. And they not gonna play if you run up. Yeah, we got the whole trap church. Yeah, we got the whole trap church. Yeah, we in the bando serving. Yeah, straight in the bando serving. Put people in your block. Praise the Lord non-stop. By the post up shop. To the folks call the cops. Put people in your block. Praise the Lord non-stop. By the post up shop. To the folks call the cops. We making plays again. We leaving the truck and we blazing. I'm skating in something amazing. Not blessing, just counting my blessings. Chop it, turn revenue, see how we did it. I'm a living witness, came on the trench. Had to make time for this intervention. I don't got time for no intermission. I'ma keep stacking, don't got enough. Keep it 100 with G in the street. Can't keep it 100 with me if you fake. Church in the church, chopping out the church. Tell us we dead if we don't go to church. Ooh, I'm not in debt with the church. Ooh, but I'm the slave for the mission. Put up and shut up, I get it. So let's go to war in these trenches. I'm a slaying that screw, no cap. Yeah, miss that soul with trap. Yeah, never back up, gotta go hard, ain't no stalling. He the trap God, he the rap God, it's the blood talk. I hear the blood talking. Yeah, we got the whole trap church. Yeah, we got the whole trap church. Yeah, we in the bando serving. Yeah, straight in the bando serving. Put people in your block. Praise the Lord non-stop. By the post up shop. To the folks call the cops. Put people in your block. Praise the Lord non-stop. By the post up shop. To the folks call the cops. Yes sir, we gon' pull up. Training pads like pull up. We got the plug with the jewelers. Stretching the hood with the ruler. Blessings gon' rain like the ones. Stack 'em up. Kingdom people gon' rule. Devils paid them dues. Yeah, we got the whole trap church. Yeah, we got the whole trap church. Yeah, we in the bando serving. Yeah, straight in the bando serving. Put people in your block. Praise the Lord non-stop. By the post up shop. To the folks call the cops. Put people in your block. Praise the Lord non-stop. By the post up shop. To the folks call the cops. Put people in your block. Praise the Lord non-stop. By the post up shop. To the folks call the cops. Put people in your block. Praise the Lord non-stop. By the post up shop. To the folks call the cops. Yeah, we got the whole trap church.
It's your girl Angie Rose, and you're in the field with the Trackstarz. It's time for the Entertainment Report with Jeremiah.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back at it. Trackstarz in the building. Entertainment Report time. Let's get it going. All right, man. First off, we got to talk about the big news that hit CHH this week. Indie Tribe is back. Well, it hasn't gone nowhere. You know, No Big Deal and Mowgli was still representing Indie Tribe, just the two of them. And if you remember, a few years ago, Jerry Manna and What Up RG was in Indie Tribe, but both of them decided to part ways with Indie Tribe. But this week, they added 2 new members. It was a surprise announcement that came out of left field. We didn't know it was coming. And they added DJ Michael V and John Keith are the new members of Indie Tribe. So shout out to them. If you don't, I mean, everybody kind of know everybody now. So, you know what I'm saying? Go check out, I think No Big Deal did post a playlist of all the new, if you want to get caught up on Michael V's music and John Keith's music. So yeah, man, shout out to them, man. And they got a dope interview on the crew that they talk about everything there, man. So shout out to them and go check that out, man. And they also got some more coming too as well with Indie Tribe. So this looks like this is a Indie Tribe 2.0 look kind of like, wow, this is serious. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. All right, Kanye is nominated for 2 Billboard Awards. Kanye is nominated for 2 awards, Top Gospel Song, I think Washing the Blood, and Top Gospel Artist. Also artists that known in those categories is Kirk Franklin, Corinne Hawthorne, and Kiara Sheard. Jonathan McReynolds are the name of others. Are also nominated as well in the Gospel Artist, Gospel Song, and Gospel Album categories. All right, man. Shout out to Wande. Wande's talking about supporting Atlanta's Black-owned businesses. Wande's new music video featuring Lecrae and Mike Todd on Bless Up Remix walks through the iconic Atlanta while also introducing some of the area's Black-owned businesses. The rapper says she's excited about being able to share these brands with friends and people in her community. She said, for me, it's very important to support Black-owned businesses because I feel like African Americans were an undeserved community. We are an undeserved community. If you date back to slavery and all the madness, our starting point was much lower than other businesses. I feel like it's really important to highlight them just so we have a level playing field. I feel that bringing awareness as well just helps business grow at large. So I always want to support minorities because we don't always get the same resources and advantages as other people. Wande also talked about the impact of the pandemic on businesses and shared tips for new owners during this time. She recommended looking into government resources that could benefit owners. She also mentioned learning to pivot in order to stay relevant amongst the changing focus on the needs of society. And then also she talked about Black Girls Link, which is a Black women-led networking committee to empower Black women professionally in any field they are in or want to pursue. Wande said this was a special place to go that allowed her to relate and link up with women who put in the hard work. She also talked about her Win brand, which is focusing on right now her Win Beauty is beauty products for men and women that she got in the process. And also she's talking about her reality shows she has on OWN. So shout out to Wande doing big things, man. All right, man. Tokyo Olympics says no Black Lives Matter. Tokyo Olympic athletes will not be allowed to wear Black Lives Matter apparel at games ceremonies this summer. Officials have confirmed that part of the ban on protests and political messages. The IOC revealed its broad policy 2 weeks ago on no demonstrations on the field of play during the official ceremony or at the podium. But the Associated Press reported this week, officials have now confirmed BLM apparel is included in the ban. Officials, those said BLM slogans will be allowed during at least some parts of the game, such as press conferences, during interviews, and at team meetings. But they stress if the message comes during official ceremonies at the podium or during competition, athletes could be subject to punishment. The IOC, which is the International Olympic Committee, has said the ban on protesting was put in place after a majority of 3,500 athletes it polled were in favor of strict rules against demonstrations. That's crazy. Wow, some of the athletes was not going for it from other countries, I guess. All right, man. We got the carpet section. We got the sponsors of the carpet section is Soul, The Seeker, Fairy Tale, Deshaun Forest, Transparency, and Question Cooking. All right. Carpet section, Bryann T, Kingdom Psalms 2, New Tone, A Better Way, YB Provision 2, Next Mike, and KIP Wolf, Glass House, Cole Tyndall and Ruslan Roll single. Dayton, Thank You single. Thank You X single. Legion Streets of Gold single. Roy Tosh Cry Out single. Curtis Hoppy The Fall single. And Limo Blades Fade Away single. All right. And that's it for the entertainment report.
All right, man. So we will be back in a second. We are going to do something. I'll just tell you this. We used to get in trouble a lot on this show, and we've steered clear of some of that stuff. But we might just be jumping back into it again. So we'll see. Hopefully we've grown. We've learned a lot. And hopefully, you'll see some growth from this. All right. You're in the field with the Trackstarz. Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's.
Does anybody even know that you're a Christian? Does anybody even know that you're a Christian? When you go to your school and your job, can anybody tell by your actions that you believe in God? Or can they not tell the difference between what you believe and how you act? Because you're always at the club with a drinker talking about somebody else behind their back, and then when they finally figure out you're a Christian, they start talking behind yours, and you wonder why when people look at you, they can't even respect the fact that you're a Christian anymore. Because you may be the only example they have. And if they can't tell the difference between your walk and their walk, then they're not going to follow God's path. Does anybody even know that you're a Christian? Do the people even know that the God in you is there? When somebody who doesn't believe in God loses somebody in their family, do they even think to go to you for prayer because they don't know where else to go? And if not, then since when did Jesus become your own personal secret for no one else to know? Jesus Christ didn't get stretched out on the cross, so your testimony could be mysterious because solid testimonies have never saved souls, yet our testimonies lay low, and we wonder why the world is raising hell. Because a lot of Christians are too worried about other people's opinions and too busy trying to save themselves. And y'all, I don't know what's worse. Nobody knowing I'm a Christian, or the only people knowing that I'm a Christian are the people in my church. What y'all have to understand is people sacrifice their lives to spread the love of Jesus throughout the earth. And you mean to tell me you're more worried about what other people may think or believe? What if Jesus was more concerned about other people's opinions than the salvation you received? And believe until he bled all his blood, until he was dead, nails in feet, thorns in head. What if Jesus was less concerned about spreading the gospel and cared more about what other people said instead, but not standing still for what's right? Just so everybody in the world can know, and everybody in the Lyricist Lounge can know, that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him will not perish, but have everlasting life. Does anybody know that you're a Christian by your actions? Or does everybody think that you're a Christian because you're acting? You're a Christian while you're acting. And the only reason I'm asking is because half of us are putting on a facade, trying to treat our walk with God like we're expecting full-time benefits when he's our part-time job. But working for God ain't a part-time gig. It's not a job or a career. It's a lifestyle that you live. Because what you have to understand is one soul's trash is another soul's treasure. And if y'all won't take the time, then Jay-Z will continue to convince them that Jesus can't save them with an empire state of mind. Does anybody know that you're a Christian? Are you letting his light shine through? And if not, then how many more times are you going to deny Jesus before Jesus denies?
You are listening to the Trackstarz with Sean Tanner, Ryan Righteous, and DJ Jeremiah.
Right now, you're in the field with the Trackstarz.
Trackstarz.
Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah.
Right now, you're listening to the Trackstarz.
You know what time it is.
Hey yo, what's good? It's your boy Navigate, you Trackstarz music artist, and you are in the field with the family Trackstarz Radio.
Trackstarz Radio.
We got it in the field. Trackstarz. Get it, got it, good.
Ain't no podcast beef. We got respect for y'all.
Yeah.
But respect the grind, baby. Respect the grind. I gotta get the flex bombs today. Respect the grind.
What's good, people? It's your boy DJ Haddon. I want to give a shout out to Trackstarz Live. Keep it locked, y'all. It's going down right here, right now. You heard it from your boy D Haddon.
All right, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Make sure you go to trackstarz.com for all the latest. Make sure you join us live on Saturdays from noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, man, so we are going to get into a topic that we haven't done in quite a while. It is going to be called the Drought Part 2. So first I need to get Rick to explain the gist of what I think this is up online. You can search for it if you want to, but
yeah,
the gist of what he was saying back then and any corrections or updates to it now. Go ahead.
All right, so at the very gist of what I was saying back then, like we talked about in the beginning, right? It's okay. First off, there's a time where there's, men are around and it's plentiful, right? But I said that's kind of been, handled. The other handled now because of social media and because that changes everything. The other thing that I was talking about was another part of that was the fact that maybe, you looked over some guys in favor of others, not thinking about treatment. And how a guy would treat you, how a guy is to you, how a guy would be to you as a man, right? If he was given that opportunity. So we thought about, we talked about you passing up on those guys in favor of looking for, something else or looking for something different at that time, right? And then after you've done that, right, after you pass by all these good dudes for, a certain amount of time, now you're in a place where those good dudes are not as available. They're not around, right? And now you're searching, right? And you're out there. And when you're searching and when you're out there, when there's nobody around and when it seems to be guys aren't plentiful or good men aren't readily available, that's when certain women are in drought. And that's what I was talking about.
So this is why you got in trouble, because it sounded like you're saying it's the women's fault that they're still single in their 30s and beyond because they passed up on a guy that they didn't like that much, but they should have liked him because that's as good as it was going to get.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I didn't say that it was their fault. Like I never outright say, "Oh, yo, it's your fault." That whatever, right? I'm saying that whenever you pass on opportunities, right? You pass on several opportunities. You could be in a situation. So I would say this, right? Your drought would be equivalent to poor. Somebody said if you look at poor as an acronym, it's passing over opportunities repeatedly. Right. And so in that particular situation, right. And I didn't make that up.
That was a dope acronym though.
Yeah. It's pretty good. But that's a situation, right? Maybe you passed over several opportunities repeatedly when they were presented to you. Maybe you did that all through your 20s. Maybe there was a guy, right, and that didn't really work out. You passed that up, right? Because maybe he didn't have the other stuff that was on your list. And we talked about those lists, right? And some of the stuff that was on women's lists at the time, and probably even today, right, even more so today, are most of those financial things. Right? He has to make this. He has to look like this. He has to be this. Right? Not saying that women can't have that. Not saying that that can't be a thing. Right? But saying that that can't be the main thing, and there has to be more substance as opposed to you know, some of those things that are, you know, a little bit more, I don't know, not a little bit more shallow.
So the main difference between you and Kevin Samuels is Kevin is saying you're in a drought because you're a 6. You're in a drought because you don't know what it takes to get a high value man. You're saying you're in a drought because you want one of those men and you're passing over the beta dudes.
I'm not saying that now. That's what I said then.
So what's your revision today?
So
what's your repass?
So my whole thing now is that and the reason I said that back then is because, like I said, it was very true, right? You get out of a situation where there's a whole bunch of guys around, right? Then okay, bam. Then okay, cool. Now there's not as many guys around. That's a true thing, right? But right now, guys are available. You can meet and talk to guys any type of way. You can go online. You can get on, you know, all these other websites, all kind of ways you can talk to guys. I would say now it's about perspective, right? And so my thing would be now understanding what a high value man is from a different perspective, not valuing men based on what they bring to the table only financially, right? But looking at other characteristics and seeing what a high value man is. And so I thought about some of those things that would make a man a high value man way different, a little bit different from what Kevin Samuels would do.
So VC raised her hand. She said, I have a question. Do Christian men pay attention to good Christian women that are not physically attractive or does not have personality, or do they pass them by?
They walk straight past them every time.
So the rub here, I think,
that's a flaw. That's a flaw with all Christians.
But the rub here is you're asking.
That's not true. That's not true, man.
So
it's not true. It's not true.
The rub here is what I'm hearing is you're asking women to basically lower their standard, or basically tell them you're not going to get everything. You're not going to get the chocolate dude with muscles and such. So just deal with the dude.
You can have chocolate with muscles.
Just settle for the dude next to you that you don't really like because he's godly and he has enough of what you need. Just and if you leave him alone, you're never going to get nobody else. That's what we're saying, right?
No, that's not what we're saying, Sean. That's what you want me to say, because what you want, that's what you want me to say.
I'm just making. These are things I'm hearing from my sisters.
Nah, that's not. That's what you heard.
Them on the show.
Listen, at the time, I mean, hey, I was right, and I stand by that, right? But like I said, now it's not the thing. So now because men are available, men are plentiful, right? Because of that, then you need to understand what a high value man is to you. Define what a good man is to you, and then you can sift through those, you know, people who come up to you and go according to that, right? So but you have to understand and define what a high value man is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so she says exactly. So why do Christian men expect the same for Christian women? I want him to be godly and attractive to me too.
Listen, nobody told you. Oh wait, let me.
Whoa. Calm down.
Is this what baby got to go through?
My God, people, listen. Nobody said that you have to be with a man. That you have to be with a man that's not attractive to you. I'm not saying that at all, right? I'm not saying that to you. I'm not saying that you have to be with somebody who is unattractive to you. I'm saying that, of course, you want to be with somebody who's attractive to you, of course, right? That's a given to me. Does that make sense? That's an outright given to me that he would be attractive to you.
I think the women are saying that guy wasn't. The guy you're saying I passed up wasn't. Should
all
I
of them
settle for him?
All of them?
The one you're talking about.
No, I don't know the one I'm talking about. What do you mean the one I'm talking about? The one person who you passed up was not attractive to you.
The one they put in the friend zone because he was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Just not their type. What was she supposed to marry that dude?
I should have put that in there today.
I'm saying this.
Not your man.
Listen, by all means, if he wasn't attractive to you, if you couldn't get with him, he couldn't be that guy for you, right? Then pass him on by.
That's the number one thing problem.
Move forward.
Honestly.
Because I mean, you gotta like what you look at. You gotta like what you look at every day. That's never been a part of my thing. And even back then, I never said you have to deal with a woman. I mean, you have to deal with a dude who you just can't stand and look at every day. Come on, I would never want you to do that.
No, I think that's the number one problem when it comes to churches.
I would never. And come on, Taylor, never do that.
I think that's the number one problem I've seen in churches, even while we were single, was the people that, and they were attractive people that need to be together, was like bang bang, like just going across each other, and it's like, no, like that would be a good fit for you, and that person would be like, nah, or no, we just friends, or blah blah blah. And I think that's why we're seeing that, and I think majority of the time when we had those conversations with, like, majority of our friends will have conversations like, man, I met my wife and she was right under my nose. It's like, well, she was always there. It took something in you to realize that what maybe mattered to you, and even for some men, and it's not just for women, for some men, it could be like, I had to realize, wow, I needed this because I dated the pretty girl, and I dated all these other women, and now I found a woman who is fly to me. She's my 10, and I love her, and I'm attracted to her. And, you know, I don't care what nobody else say about, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's where
I wasn't wrong then, Christy. I wasn't wrong then, and I'm not wrong now. Hear me out. And I gave this example back then. Go look at it. Go look at the footage. I gave this example back then, and somebody said this earlier, right? Where it was like, you pass on men or women for superficial reasons. I said at the time, I talked about a friend of mine who was looking for this guy, right? She was looking for guys. She was looking for guys everywhere, right? She ran up against this one dude. This dude was like, you know, totally in love with her, adored her, right? But she had a height requirement. That was her deal. You feel me? Like, easy. Look, you got to be this tall to ride this rider. You can't ride. Like, as simple as that, right? And I'm like, yo, you got to think about that for a second. This dude on the first date, he took her to he spent mad money on the first date, right? He does everything. I mean, he's in shape, good looking dude. And she talked about all that stuff. And she said he's a good dude, but he's not tall enough for me, right? And she was going to throw him back because he wasn't tall. And I said throw him back. She was going to throw him back because he wasn't tall enough. And I'm like, yo, you got to think about this for a second. Are you sure you want to do this? You sure you want to throw this man back? Good dude. In school, playing for his life, all kind of stuff, right? And a potential high earner at the time, right? And I'm like, yo, are you seriously want to do this? And I made her think about it. I said, think about this for a second, right? She didn't throw him back. You know what happened? They got married, right? They've been together for a long time. They got kids. She's been treated wonderfully, and now she's killing it in the game. All I'm saying is she could have thrown him back because he didn't meet the height requirement. The height requirement could have been the thing to get him out the door. I'm telling you, reevaluate the list. That's all I'm saying. That was what I was saying back then, and that's what I'm saying now. Evaluate the list. What makes a good dude, right? And figure out what that is and pick accordingly. And if you have superficial stuff on your list, throw it out. Because the superficial stuff on your list, right, could be the thing that stops you from getting what you're trying to get. That's all I was saying back then, and that's what I'm saying now.
Yeah, I think Rick's heart is simply this. I think in like what we talked about in the other topic with Kevin Samuels, if your desire is to get a rich guy, buff, you know, takes care of everything, you get to go on expensive trips, and if that's what you want, that may not necessarily be what God wants for you. And this has nothing to do with the guy. Let me just take the guy out of this. This is just between you and God. Are you sure that that's what God wants for you? Are you sure that that's, because God is going to give you his best. Are you sure that that's the best? Because there's women in those situations that have lowered their self-esteem to the point where they accept cheating, they accept abuse, and hollow lives just because money is involved, right? So I'm just putting it out there. maybe between you and God, not listening to Rick or me or whatever, maybe you need to pray to say, God, please give me the desires. Give me my desires. Not, when people say, give me the desires of my heart, I take that to mean you give them to me, not give me whatever I want. Let me know how I'm supposed to be looking out here. You see what I'm saying? If my wanter is wrong, fix it. That's what I mean. So I'm not expecting anybody to just marry somebody they don't like. I'm asking you to pray and say, God, please make sure what I like is correct.
Yeah.
And change me if it's not correct.
Yeah.
So that I can see the people I really need to see and the value that I really need to see in them, and move away from the world standard of value. And again, of course, that goes for guys too.
Yeah. I was about to say that. I had a real quick testimony. I had a list myself, right? But I wasn't stuck to the list. Like, I was just like, I remember I think we was at a singles thing one day, and I just wrote down what I would want in a spouse, right? But I wasn't stuck to it. Like, I wasn't like, yo, this gotta be, right? So of course I ended up meeting my wife, and we've been married for 7 years. And then like last year or a year ago, I was rumbling through something in my closet, in the closet upstairs in my house, and I was running through it, and I found it. And my wife makes everything on that list, right? And I'm not saying that just to be like bragging. I'm saying that because for me, the list was just like a roadmap. But if I knew how to get to somewhere else, I was fine with that too. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't stuck to the list like, okay, Maya has to be this. It was more like, I would like this. I would like this in a wife. I would like this. I would like that. But then also I was like, I love Maya's character. I love Maya's, how she could talk to me and how she speaks to me and how she every day is like so courteous to me and just like have peace in my house. When I come home, I have peace in my house. I don't have like drama waiting for me when I get to the door. I have, how was your day? Tell me about your day. You know what I mean? Like, I have that. And that's just one of those things where what I'm saying all that to say is, even with your list, if you're so focused on the list, God can have somebody standing right there for you. And if it's not 1 through 10, if it's 1, 5, 4, 7, 8, 9, and that person had those qualities, but you're still missing out on the rest of the numbers, and you like, I'm gonna throw it away, then you got to question yourself, because that's a God opportunity right there. Like, and I'm not talking about for just women. I'm saying for men too. Like, whatever you want, God will bring what you need, honestly. And sometimes he'll not give you what you want, he'll give you what you need. And then those wants started development once y'all get in a relationship together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, real quick. I think what I'm almost getting at, and this may be controversial, I almost think everybody's list, if you're doing it right, should look almost exactly the same. The only thing at the top of your list should be all godly characteristics that help you determine, is this person a godly person or not? Yeah. That should be 1 through 10, right? 11 is do we connect? Does the person understand me? Do they care about me? Do they love me? And then everything after that is bonus, right? If you don't, but including that connection, of course, is attraction, and you want to be around the person, right? Yeah. But everything else to me is extra. Like, you have to, the top of your list has to be about determining if this person is a godly person or not. Yeah. Because you can get physical stuff, financial stuff, and the rest is jacked up. You are going to be miserable.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to say, and the reason why I'm saying what I was saying is because like when you get married, stuff is going to happen that the physical part may not be there no more. Stuff is going to happen where when you get married, things happen where you think the money is going to keep you, and it is not. You can get in financial ruins, and if that person is not there no more, you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, like when we got married, we had a lot of storms that was like, wow, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna stick it out with my wife because I made that commitment with my wife. You get what I'm saying? And I think people now, they don't okay, an example was Maya ended up having multiple myeloma, which is a form of blood cancer, right? And I'm with her every week up at her chemotherapy, and we talking, and this lady tells us, the nurse says, this man came in with his wife one time and left her. It was like, I didn't sign up for this. But I'm sure if when they got married, he thought this was going to be like everything, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying for people out there, that sometimes you don't know what you're getting into when you get married. And if you have the right partner, y'all can go through them fires, y'all can go through them storms. But if you're just superficial, when stuff happens, sometimes people will run away. And that could be the woman will run away, for the men out there, and then for the women. You go through a tough time, and he like, I don't sign up for this, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? You like, well, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, be prepared for what God has for you. That's the real thing. Be prepared. Get yourself together and get prepared for what God has for you. For when you meet that person, you're prepared and you're ready to be a spouse. Because at the end of the day, that's what marriage is about. You becoming a spouse and becoming a better spouse every year of your marriage.
Yo, so the difference between what I'm saying and what we're all saying versus what Kevin Samuels is saying is when women call into his show, they're looking to see if they qualify for the man of their dreams, right?
Yeah,
do I qualify? Do I measure up, right? And he tells you don't qualify, right? These are the things you don't have, you don't qualify. What I'm telling you is you are qualified. You're qualified, right? You're already qualified, and you're qualified by God. Like, you're good, okay? Now it's about picking what you want. Does that make sense? It's about picking what you want. First off, it's about understanding what you want, shifting through it all, and then picking exactly what you want. But having your criteria really thought out and mapped out before you hop in and decide what you want. So you're qualified. You're qualified to get the man that God has for you. You're qualified for that, right? Now it's about figuring out who that is and what that's about. That's it.
All right, so you want to go through this? We're trying to cook up a list. We're not going to pretend like it's fully baked. We may need your guys' help to solidify this. All right. So we started jotting some stuff down during the break. What we got so far? How to determine if you have a really truly high value man, not what Kevin Samuels said.
A biblically high value man. That's what we're gonna go with.
Yep. So first on that list was a man who values you but puts you second.
And what we mean by that is in love with the Lord first, like loves God first with all his heart and all his passion. He's not keeping you second just to like keep you at a distance or like to play you, but like he values his relationship with God so much that if his relationship with God is right, then y'all gonna be right, basically.
I'm gonna tell you why this part matters, and this has to be evident while they're single because it will impact your marriage. If this man does not see God as the most important part of his life, when you are in trouble in your marriage or you're fighting or you're whatever, what is going to keep him there if God is not the person he's subjected to? I promise God, I love him. I know he brought me my wife. I know you're the one he brought me. You're my blessing. That all goes to valuing God even above you.
Yeah.
So you have to have that. You have to be second, because if you're first, if something happens and something goes wrong, then you're out. But if God is first, God never changes. So there's no need to worry about anything because my commitment is to him first. So that's number one.
All right. The second one on the list, and y'all let me know, y'all could drop a 1 in the chat if y'all down with this one. But it's a man who is humble. He can take correction, seek guidance, right, and be led.
Yes, and what we're saying about that is that that being a man needs other men in his life to help him in his journey. Honestly, men that are godly men that have wisdom. Sometimes people call them mentors. Some people say, people getting discipled or whatever. But you need other men in your life to say, "Hey, bro, how's you and your wife going? Like, how's you and your girl? How you dating this young lady? Are y'all serious? Are y'all courting? What are you doing? What are you doing with this? Because she's precious. You're wasting her time if you're not gonna marry this woman. What are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to learn from that. And honestly, and I think what it is when you have godly men around a man that may not be godly, he gonna start learning stuff. He gonna start picking stuff up like, okay, this is how you treat a woman. Because my father and my father, my brothers, my other friends don't treat women like these men treat. So that's why we're saying you need to be what we talk about under leadership, under finding other men that are godly men to help that man develop to become a godly character. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, big facts. Okay, so a man who loves his family, right? And this is evidence before you, right? And so not you and your family when y'all get married, but in the beginning, he loves his family, his mother, his sisters, you know, all that kind of stuff. He loves his family, and you can see evidence of that.
Sean, you want to hit that one?
Yeah, I'm actually stuck on the last one a little bit. The reason that one was important is I've seen so many times where young ladies are very enthralled with cockiness, because it could be alluring. It hints at power, and it hints at confidence, and it hints at things like that. But if you don't have humility, confidence and cockiness are different, right? If you have to be able to sense that the confidence is not based on a belief that he's making these things happen. Humility says God is allowing these things to happen, and I'm going to walk in the boldness that God is on my side, but it's not because of me. You know what I mean? If he thinks it's because of him, that's cockiness, right? And I just need to make sure that you're able to tell the difference. You see what I'm saying? Because that could be a real snare when somebody comes, even somebody in church who comes through and is just cocky as all get out. Their belief is in themselves. It's not in God. Yeah. There has to be a delineation. As far as family, yeah, you can see how if he treats his family, however he treats his family, what these are pointing to are what is he like when nobody's watching, right? That's what matters the most. It's not what he shows, it's who he is. These are all clues to find out who is this guy. That's what you're looking for.
And I think another one. Did we skip one? Because
I got more. That one was a man who loves his family. You can see that outside of you, right? For the man who was humble. Listen, you have to be able to take leadership before you can fully be a leader, right? That's how you learn how to be a good leader. And you want a man who's a good leader. So him being humble enough to take good leadership, right? That's amazing. If he could take the leadership, then he can lead later on. The other thing was that if he loved his family, Sean just pointed that one out. The next two I'm gonna kind of lump together: a man who has a clear vision for his future, but also a man who values his health.
I think every man, even if you don't know your purpose, you have a vision for what you want to do in life. I think every man has that, you know what I'm saying? Or even if they're trying to figure it out, you know what I mean? Or you don't know what your gifts and talents are, you know what I'm saying? But when men figure it out, right? Like it's for some women, it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like using Barack and Michelle Obama as an example. I remember seeing the movie about their story, and she was like, I don't know if I can marry this dude. He got his hole in his car. I don't know if I can go out with him. I'm sorry, not even marry him, go out with him. But she saw him at a community center outreach kind of thing where he's talking to people, and it was just enamored. Like she was like, oh, okay, I could get behind that. And sometimes for men out there, if you got to figure out what your purpose is. You got to. Your plans, your vision, like what God has you on this earth to do. Because sometimes, and we said this before, it's almost like you running your race and in your purpose, and then you start noticing somebody else running next to you and like, yo, who is that? You know what I mean? And that sometimes people get like, I could say this for myself. I think my purpose and my passions and everything helped me find my wife, because if I wasn't doing what I was doing, I probably wouldn't have met Maya. You get what I mean? So I think that's one of the things. And of course, health is one of those things where you just got to keep serious. Like I know I struggle with that, just to be honest with you, of working out consistently and stuff like that. But just being healthy is a thing, because I think at the same time, you're going to lead a woman. And if she's leading by your example as well, and some stuff that you're doing that you're not, that you should be doing, she'll take note to be like, you know, you're not really leading me well in this area. You know what I mean? But go ahead, Sean, if you have anything else.
I think that's it. I mean, this one is hard for most people, I think. But
yeah,
for me, it's not just to look good. It's so I could be here for my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's value. It values his health. You know what I mean?
The best ability.
Does he value it? Does he show you that?
The best ability is availability, right, Rick?
Big facts.
trying to stay available for my family and not make it my fault why I'm out of here too early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep. A man who is constantly looking to improve himself. That talks about growing and growing together, right? And then a man who, when given the opportunity, will treat you well.
Yeah. But I think another one we should add was mistakes. Amidst mistakes and amidst failures, don't dwell in them. I guess don't hide in them, because every man struggles with something. Every man has a issue with something. You know what I'm saying? And I think that sometimes trying to be a super Christian can look bad. You know what I'm saying? For some women could be like, yo, see, he fell, blah, blah, blah. But if you admit like, hey, I messed up in this area, I need help in this area, and she knows, I think she could respect you more for doing that than just going about your business and doing whatever. You know what I mean?
All right, so y'all, if you have any adjustments, we're gonna keep this as a working list. And of course, we need the young ladies to do the same as far as helping us find the single guys, find godly women. But this is our recommendation for how you can, young ladies, how you can find a godly man, a high value man.
What's a high value man?
Don't fall into it, Rick. I see you. But yeah, so let's do this. If you haven't liked this video yet, I need every single one of you guys to like the video, subscribe, and share it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We love that you're with us every week, but like it, subscribe, and share if you haven't. All right, let's get into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
You're in the field with the Trackstarz, running with the Trackstarz, tracking with the Trackstarz, in the Trackstarz Universe. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Stay on track with us.
Y'all know what time it is. Ryan Righteous, DJ Jeremiah, Shantana. Time it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's the field boys. You in the field, boy. It's the field boys. You in the field, boy. You tuned in and locked. Trackstarz. We beating on your block. Trackstarz, yeah. I'm repping the most high king like mama, I made it. Trackstarz bringing the real, you love it to hate it. Line for line with the kingdom, the secular faded.
What's happening? This your man Brinson, God Chases Entertainment. Buckle your seatbelts for line. Vote Christian though. Yeah.
All right, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Make sure you go to trackstarz.com for all the latest. Follow us at Trackstarz on all social media outlets. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, and share everything you see from us. It helps us out so much. You have no idea. YouTube, to me, from what I've seen, is starting to bury Christian hip hop videos. So let's rise us out of the dungeon. Let's get this stuff back up. So we need your help. Like, subscribe, comment, share. It takes a lot of engagement for YouTube to start paying attention to a genre or an area on YouTube again. Right. So let's get this thing back up. All right,
y'all. First off, it is long for a long time, but my second thing is, y'all know Trackstarz Universe. In the comment section, we let y'all say what y'all want, but be respectful to other people. Please don't be disrespecting other people in the comments. That's not what we're about. We're family in here. Please. All right.
Thanks, Nice.
Shout out to MC Nice. I forgot to put that in my entertainment.
Yo, MC Nice made this logo for us, yo. MC Nice made this logo for us.
He's cold.
Let me see it. Let's see what the shirt look like.
Yo. Hold on, let me see. There we go. Yeah,
Okay.
MC Nice made this logo for us, man.
Oh.
I had to cop it.
All right, man. It's line for line time. All right. We are going to do. I think we've come up with 4 versions of line for line. We've had the throwback line for line. The regular line for line, throwback line for line, which is like throwback like of artists from back in the day. Then we have fantasy line for line. I think we've done one fantasy line for line when we did. Oh no, we did multiple. Well, we did like an artist from now versus the artist from back then. So it would have been like, I think we did Lauryn Hill and Jackie Hill. We've done Lecrae and Biggie. We've done Tupac and Seven. So those are kind of theirs. But we also have done, which is today, we've done a battle of the sexes line for line with, like, we've done Jackie and Kendrick, and we've done Wande and Travis Scott. So for today, we're going to do a battle of the sexes because I remember the ladies was talking about that and it was like, hey, yo, instead of doing women against women, we should do men against women. I said, okay, I'm gonna listen to y'all. So here we go. Wale versus a young lady named ShySpeaks. All right, and these are songs from both of all their projects. So we're gonna check it out. All right, so let's get it going.
Real quick before you go. Today, since we're multi-streaming today, we are gonna be doing round 7 only on the official universe.
Oh.
So once we cut off, you got to get onto the official universe to see the last round. Go. No, even if it's tied.
Yeah. Wow. Okay,
even
Sean.
If it's tied.
You hear Sean? All right, here we go, man. The views and opinions of the Trackstarz Universe are not the views and opinions of the artist, the label, producer, and others. If you feel offended by this, please press stop now. If you're a person who only listen to Christian artists, ain't your cup of tea. We understand we got noteworthy topic interviews you can go check out. We're not copying any battle formats. We've been doing this since the 2000s. ShySpeaks is not the Christian version of anybody. It's just a bit. All right, here we go. We're going to start it off with Wale, Love-Hate Thing. Here we go.
My affinity grows as the city gets cold. As you reach your goals, you gon' meet you some foes. Having dinner with Leona since I'm dreaming to own. But for now, me and my homies see the bottle float. I'm trying to redefine the culture, renovate the soul. Women in town, but I'm manifesting every goal. I see potential in John, talk to him once a week. Media targets in our city and this week. I lost a lot of friends, and they ain't even dead. When I was on my way up, why you ain't see the stairs? Lord Father, if I opted to follow them, my heart would tear for my dreams. Let me know that you here. And it's weird when I'm anywhere with.
All right, that was Wale with Love-Hate Thing. This is ShySpeaks with Heaven. Here we go.
Way for certain. You see, I done seen a lot of people, been a lot of places. Should have been a dermatologist. I seen a lot of faces. It'd probably be cool, but I never met Oprah where she invited me over like Papa Squat on my sofa. Then she showed me around. The decor is probably loca. Inspiring conversation, sipping on a foreign mocha. I never been to Switzerland or to Nova Scotia or watch a thunder play 2 seats behind Self-Philosia. All of these pleasantries can't compare to the heavenlies or the joy in this owner that I found. One day I'm going up. I'm going up.
All right, that was ShySpeaks Heaven versus Wale's Love-Hate Thing. What's going on? What y'all got?
Rick.
Yo, yeah, she was cold-blooded. I didn't expect that. Yeah, she was cold. I'm gonna do something unprecedented. I'm gonna toss round 1.
Damn. Okay.
Wale was dope. She was dope. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let this play out a little bit. I'm gonna toss round 1. He did sound bigger for sure, but I'm gonna toss it. I'm gonna toss it right here. But she cold-blooded though, and that kind of hit me sideways.
So apparently my hatred of Wale is public knowledge. It's not gonna stop now. I got ShySpeaks.
Why though? You know what's so funny? I always felt like Wale would have been he could have been on Destinations.
He could.
I felt that. Like his style remind me of Destination so much. Like he's a poet. He could write poetry. He backpack. You know what I'm saying? I think he would have been dope on Destination. So for me to be here, you say I don't like him, it's like, wow, okay. So that's interesting. Yeah. All right, I am gonna go with Wale. Love-Hate Thing. All right, we need Damo to break this bad boy because it's 1-1. Shy online, okay.
I'm having the hardest time.
Okay.
With what?
All right, that's 1-0 Shy. All right, we're gonna start off with ShySpeaks this time. It's called Honest. Here we go.
Folded in them lines, got muddy, called a friend scheming the plot that caused the company lost. She didn't speak up, didn't want to be seen as the uppity boss. And if I ask you, you probably say she didn't know her place. Well, let me put that mirror back in your face. It's the same thing when you round folks sinning without budging. Don't speak in love for fear that it's gonna be seen as you judging. Well, let's look at this thing from a straight biblical angle. You don't know that one day we gonna judge angels? Oh, you didn't know that? Probably cause you're not reading enough to know the difference in condemning.
All right, that was Honest by ShySpeaks. This is On Chill by Wale.
They switch up on you, I'm gonna stay the same, yeah. I pull up on you, then put it in with patience. I'm do what we got it without no expectation. What good is the title when shawty been away? Let me illustrate ya, let my tongue repaint ya. It's already wet. Have you had a brainstorm? Everywhere they can take you, just know that my face good. Modify your energy so your bank and your skin glow. Max feel, let it fly. I be up in there a lot. Just to show you I don't care, go wear it to that house. We don't share our whereabouts or the gossip, the
All right, that was Wale on Chill versus ShySpeaks Honest. Who y'all going with?
Right.
Clear Wale. Only because he stayed in that pocket, right? Bam. He was rocking that thing and riding it. She came out of pocket with a few, she tried to force some words in. I'm gonna go Wale there. Clear. And if you go a different way, Sean, you just hating.
So my problem with Wale is his flow to me is just about off. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's something he's doing that's just like, It's not like I dislike all his songs. I like some of his songs. It's just sometimes he does stuff. I liked a lot of stuff off his mixtape. The
Name the song, Sean.
Here go my wife. This may be why I hate it. My wife loves.
She said, "Name one."
That's funny. But I can't remember. But no, he's good. Lotus Flower Bomb. There, boom.
Yeah, all right. I don't know where you pulled that from, but go ahead.
I'm gonna toss this one.
Jesus.
It's a clear win for Wale, but he'd rather toss it. He's either tossing it.
It's on Chill. I'm gonna pick on Chill.
I'm either tossing it or I'm voting the other way.
You see my wife giving me smoke on the show?
Yeah. You feel me, Alfie? Name one.
All right, so that was a 3-0 for Wale. This is tied 1-1. We're going into round 3. All right. We're gonna start off with Wale first. It's called Love ... Her Fault.
Know that we not together. I know we don't see each other. I'm hoping this beef is fake the impossible. We could do it impossible. We too chicken impossible. I'm just fishing. It's possible that I miss you malnourished. I need your flesh on my lips so I'm better. And I read you every month just like I pay for a subscription. And I've been on every page so it's no way you had your issues. But yet and still though, bottled emotions tend to spill out when you get this sipping. And I know it's close to being over. I can see it's different, but obviously when you be pouring up, you get in your feelings.
All right, that was Lecrae. I'm gonna say Lecrae. I'm sorry. That was Wale. Love ... Her Fault. This is ShySpeaks. Lecrae said. They said. Here we go.
Calls from Atlanta. Yeah, I get calls from Atlanta saying, don't you want to like Fanta? Maybe I can move to that pitch. Maybe I can arm up with rich. But I'm saved by the bill, so my sin had to come to a stop. Screech, that should not covet. Woo, that should not covet. I do not want to be signed to any person, position, any place that is in mine, that isn't in mine. And when I say mine, I'm talking divine, I'm talking divine, talking God given, talking God written. I know that God gets it right every time. Get it? God written, right? Sign, symbolism, euphemism. I am loyal. I am.
All right, that was ShySpeaks with Lecrae said. They said Wale. Love ... Her Fault. Who y'all going with?
Rick.
I'm going ShySpeaks on that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. She had me lost initially, but she found me with the flow. I mean, the way she switched that thing up, right? She killed that. Wale kind of fell off a little bit, like, bar wise and line wise and flow wise. But she revved up at the end, and I thought that was dope. So, if I had a toss, I feel that, but I don't got one. So I'm gonna go with ShySpeaks on this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Wale.
Oh,
I like what Shy was doing, but it was interesting, but it didn't land for me, so I'm gonna go Wale.
Okay.
I like the Lecrae one, so I'm gonna go with Lecrae said. They said the ShySpeaks. So it's 2-1. Let's see what they have online because it looks like
Christians get radicalized, man. There's too many of them. Too many people getting radicalized out there. Go ahead.
Also, we speaking on this?
No.
She was actually on Let the Trap Say Amen. Wale online.
Look, she wasn't hating on Lecrae. She was just saying, I don't want to be
No,
signed.
they worked together. That's basically what she was saying. Like in the beginning of the track, he says, yo, ShySpeaks is dope. Like he says that on the record. So she used that and was talking about it, like, you know what I mean? So
and she is dope.
But this is a wash round. Round 3 is a wash. 2-2 wash. All right. So we're gonna go ShySpeaks. This is round 4. Balance. Here we go.
Audiences, I exit the stage at this open mic. It was such a beautiful night. Dude called me at the end, like, yo, I need a friend. Hey, let me get your number so we can get it in. And I'm thinking, man, I would bet $1. He just another dude trying to holler. But when he called, he said that the picture was clearly painted, that I was a friend of God's who can help him get reacquainted. Really, God, did I just get invited to pray with your son who's drifted away? Okay, then he say, I haven't prayed in a while and I want to be for the.
All right, that was ShySpeaks with Balance. This is Wale with The Way. Here we go.
Why you stopped?
Remember how I met her, but I know I won't forget her. And if loving her is wrong, then I just know I won't see heaven. She say she from Seattle, she's 20 and some change. And before I get to TIA, I'm sure to make her rain. Then I back up on my plane, Chi-Town, no hit. We spent some time and get some wine, have some miles from Harold's. I told her this is overrated, but I love your city, baby. Gotta get back to the D. You know we finally famous. Driver drop me off of Dallas. I'm headed to some money. TSA.
All right, that was Wale with The Way versus ShySpeaks Balance. Who y'all going with?
Right.
I'm stuck. The storytelling ability for Shy felt better. I was more invested in her story and wanted to know what was going to happen next. I felt less about what was going on with Wale. Like I love that beat though. The beat was phenomenal. But this felt more like a storytelling contest. And my thing is, who gets me intrigued into the story more? I was bought in more to Shy, so I'm gonna go with ShySpeaks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Shy as well. I was more interested in her story. I am nervous about her story. Please don't try that at home. A missionary dating some dude because he needs
yo.
Hopefully the
ain't
end.
mad. Like I don't know how the story ends. I want to know how it ends though. Because I
maybe listen to the song Balance. Go listen to the song Balance,
right?
Yeah,
for some private worship.
I'm gonna have to finish that.
Who
song.
knows?
Yeah,
who knows?
Worship.
Worship.
All right,
so I got Shy.
I'm gonna go with y'all too. ShySpeaks 3-0. Well, I guess it don't matter online because it was 3-0. So, all right, ShySpeaks took that round. It is 2-1.
Okay.
All right, we about to get into round 5. We're gonna start off with Wale first. This is My Ambition.
But every who can read gotta get his issue. Subscribe, reside where all the lions and killers be. And I ain't spending a minute up in the streets, but I'm limitless mentally. I'm lyrically ZMT. LeBron, I was in the 6 after 23. And family gets everything, and money is less important. Long as your mama love you, don't ever love a woman. I got a lot of, they got a lot of feelings, but I got that green on my eyes, and that ain't no Donnie Simpson. I retire you in your position. They play.
All right, that was Ambition. This is King Remix by ShySpeaks.
That you can be a king in a drop top, or you can be a king on a bus stop, on the center stage or the background. Can't nobody ever wear that crown. Taking your position is a superstition, and they need to stop it. Cause if they in your place, then they outer space, and only you can rock it. I like it when I see you do your best. I like it when you feeling like you fresh with some zest. I like it when they try to put a lot on your chest, and you resist hard like a bulletproof vest. You resilient, you are brilliant, you are building everything that is to come. So let me be the one to toot your horn. Everything is revolving around you, son.
All right, that was King Remix by ShySpeaks versus Ambition. Wale, who y'all going with?
I'm going Wale. Yeah, I mean, beat, flow, everything. That was cool. But at the same time, if I'm choosing between those two, and I'm about to play something in my car, right? I probably want to listen to Shy on that, just because that's gonna big me up more, right? She just told me I can be a king no matter where I am, and I like to hear that. But just bar for bar, I'm going with Wale.
Wale.
All right, so people seem to think they know what I'm gonna vote. So I'm actually going Wale this time.
Wow.
I'm biased though because we did take this song from one of our mixtape songs.
You got a potty mouth.
Potty mouth, which I still, that was one of my favorite songs I've done because I love the beat on Ambition. He did good on it. Yeah. He did good on it too. But I love what Miles did. I love like the feeling and emotion of that song. Yeah. So I'm a little biased.
Yeah, she did call me a high value man on that one.
I'm going with the Kings.
King at the bus stop.
I'm going with the King.
Well, there is something to learn. This whole show seems to be about this topic. But there is something to learn there that men do appreciate being appreciated. I think what we're learning from what I'm seeing from the people who follow Kevin Samuels is because there's a bunch of guys who feel unappreciated, and that's the core of why they're gravitating to him. I just think it's a trap. That's one thing. It's a trap, but there is a truth in there that the respect, they're desiring of respect and value. So
look,
there's some
if they feel like that, call in, get your credit evaluated, and see if you qualify as one of those high value men.
You're not gonna get it from him.
Yeah, see, call in, see what's up.
All right, it ended up being 2-2, another wash. So that round, wash this other out. All right, we about to go to round 6. Here we go. The score right now is 2-1. ShySpeaks. All right, here we go. We're gonna start off.
Wait, it's 2-1?
Yeah, we had 2 wash rounds.
Round
3 was a wash, and round 5 was a wash.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, man. Here we go. The score is 2-1. 2-1. ShySpeaks is up by 1. All right, here we go. We're gonna start off with Wale, Lotus Flower Bomb. Here we go.
And you got that bomb. I'm trying to detonate you. No disrespecting, baby. Just try and make you smile. Try to keep my spirits up. That's why I lays it down. Try to keep your spirits up. Lil vodka, whatever. Took it forever to get dressed. I acknowledge your effort. So I clap for her. She deserves an applause. Shawty working so hard. She deserves that baton. Shawty, wear your baton. Racing through my mind like she heard that. I got that work. I heard that she been on strike. Care to tell?
All right, that was Lotus Flower Bomb by Wale. This is ShySpeaks Back in the Day. Here we go.
Saturday, I was a tween. Before I was a teen, it's like I thought it was a dream. Cause we was in a brand new school, world. And every boy want a new toy, girl. Everybody crushing, listen. Everybody was crushing. We was far away from college, but like everybody was rushing just to get in. Trying to find a friend. Trying to get in the sports or get in the choir or get in the band. I remember switching classes, hall passes, like a combinations. Passing notes in the hall was the popular conversations. By large, that's the medium we would small talk and coordinate the play of who's.
Rick Face. Whoa, that ShySpeaks Back in the Day. Lotus Flower Bomb. Wale, who y'all going with?
What'd I do?
You look like you like, God, I want to vote for you, Shy, but Dylan, you've been talking the whole time. It's gonna say toss. Okay.
I'm gonna go Wale. I can't toss. Ah! Hey, Dylan focused again. Welcome back, Dylan. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Wale on that one.
He's talking about something totally different.
That round must have got him.
That was funny. I'm gonna go. Rick has been itching to respond back to you, bro. He's been itching this whole time. I'm gonna go Wale on this one. I like what ShySpeaks did on that verse wise. I just think the song sounded better from Wale overall. I mean that's just like a touch
Big
over
facts.
you, but verse wise, I like what she was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lotus Flower Bomb is a good record, man.
She fell off flow though. Can we be honest?
No. It was intricate. She was on.
Was it there though?
It was.
Nah, we that was a word that fell off flow. I my face noted it. Go back and look at the tape. Like that was the moment.
So that was a 4-0 for Wale.
I think it was the gym or something like that.
So we're going to round 7.
No, we're not.
We're not gonna do it here though.
Yep, you got to be in the official universe. Make sure you go over to Facebook. It's the official universe. So basically what we're doing here, there's a bunch of people who support our show on a monthly basis. We appreciate them so much. So sometimes we haven't been doing the 7th round, but we're going to make the 7th round special for them. So if you support us, you're in the official universe, you got your t-shirt, you're all of that. Jump over to the official Facebook group. You got a couple minutes to get over there if you're in there. If you want to join for next week, make sure you go to trackstarz.com/official. And you can join the official Trackstarz group. That's where round 7 will be.
What are you doing,
man? We love you guys. Hey, make sure you share the video. Make sure you invite your friends. This is a family. I love seeing y'all faces in here. Now we're going to be broadcasting all over the place. So make sure you tell everybody, no matter what platform they want to watch us on, we are available. So that's it. Y'all got anything?
Nope.
God bless y'all.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, look, I do have one thing though.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to MC Nice, GH3 Radio. They always be putting it down, man. You can check out the MTMV Sports and Music Show in there, but you can check out a whole bunch of awesome content on GH3 Radio. So I say that go support the homie. Stay phenomenal, man. You can check out Trackstarz as well on GH3 Radio. Always up for awards, always putting it down.
Yep.
All right, y'all. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Now, I'm in the field with Trackstarz right now. I had a blessed time. Hopefully, you guys are listening. If you're not, then you're losing.